I'm here with Shirley Hall today, and she is the author of 2 books. One is called Listen, and the other one is One Day. And she is a poet. And so, Shirley, tell us about you and your inspirations.
Well, what I do is take the issues facing mankind in the 20th and 21st century, and I turn them into poetry in a first-person format. So if I'm writing about global warming, I'm the planet Earth. If I'm writing about a mother in Afghanistan selling her child for food, I'm that mother. If I'm writing about an abused child or an abused spouse, I'm that person. Our country is so diverse, and we have so many issues and so many problems going on. Yet what we tend to do is sit in front of the TV and watch the ticker tape going across the bottom of the screen and not really think that there's a voice, there's a person behind that story. So that's what I attempt to do. In my second book, I actually, at the end of each piece, put a link to the news article or the documentary or the movie that actually tied directly into or inspired the piece. My first book, One Day, I was really happy to have it selected as one of the books of poetry that were going to be used for a humanities class with the University of Maryland. So that worked really well for me, and that was just 30 days after the book came out. It was very exciting. I've had pieces published in different magazines, different articles, and won a few poetry contests. But I'm more concerned about the content of the book than the sales of the book.
My daughter and I we read through your books. We couldn't even hardly put them down. Just so touching, and it brings tears to my eyes just to think about the time that we had together reading them. So I hope that people will pick up your books and look through them. Will you read for us a piece?
Well, I'll read the inspirational piece for the title of the first book, One Day. I want to write what I don't know, those things I can't understand, like genocide and religion and war on the middle class. I want to write about prejudice, why diversity just won't work, why I'm your enemy if I live next door but your friend on the internet. I want to share how people feel when you pass them on the street, why a headpiece makes you frantic, why opposites never meet, why blacks move into white neighborhoods and poor whites into black, why Asians and Hispanics get their own, why reservations remain a fact. I want to write about hatred of race, of sex, of size. I want the world to take notice of the tears that people cry. Yet in this nation, in this place, at this particular time, Congress just won't listen. Leaders don't read rhymes. Everyone's stomping roses, leaving all the weeds. No one's got the grit or guts. No one's planting seeds. I want to write about what I see and taste and touch and feel. I want it up close and personal. I want to make it real. I want to write a worldwide truth. Those things I've seen firsthand. I want to reach world leaders. I want to take a stand one day.
Oh, I love you. You're just such a beautiful person inside and out, and it comes through in your books. So.
Well, it's a challenge sometimes. I wrote a piece about cancer. Spent a lot of times interviewing cancer patients, and then wrote a first-person piece about cancer. I wrote a first-person piece about stroke after talking to stroke patients. But I also wrote a first-person piece about fishing, and you can find that in the new book listing. There's a whole section on fishing and fish poetry. First person from the view of the fish, of course.
Of course. Well, thank you so much for sitting down and talking to me today. I really appreciate it. So.
It's been my honor, and both my books are available on Amazon.com. You can get them on Borders, or walk into your local bookstore and ask for them. I'm also on the internet, ShirleyHallPoet.net.
And you're on Facebook too, right?
I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn. You can find samples of my work just by Googling Shirley Hall Poet.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.